Good evening, flashlight lovers. I'm outside in the middle of the night. It's not quite as cold tonight, but I had some questions arise about my review where someone had posted some concerns, not really complaints or questions, more concerns. The light you're actually seeing now is that's a Ropus. I've got it so I can actually see what I'm doing and show you what I'm doing as well. One of the complaints was that the light rattles and the tail cap, I guess, rattles when you shake it. Now I'm going to show you, or I'm going to try to. I only got two hands and I'm using my phone camera here. But I want you to see, there's the light. Do you hear anything at all? I'm shaking that as hard as I can shake it. There's nothing at all. So there's one right there. PWM, I'm not going to try to address PWM on this sloppy cell phone video, because I could make any light seem horrible on as bad as the video quality is probably going to be on this. It says high definition, but the frames per second are just not what I'd like for them to be. Let me actually get it turned on, turned down to a reasonable level and get this Ropus turned off and put away. And we'll address some of the other things, which were, now that the light you're seeing in front of the camera right now, that's the Imalent on its lowest setting, turned all the way down. One of the other concerns was that it changes brightness, or tends to change brightness when you wiggle the wheel. Now you can't see me wiggling the wheel because it's too dark out here, but I promise you with all my strength trying to wiggle that wheel, and that tint's not changing at all. Now if you bump it or move it enough to where it turns, then yeah, it does. But I can't. I honestly tried to get mine to do it. I'm not trying to prove you wrong. I'm trying to see if it's an issue. You know, I'll even contact the manufacturer. I don't have a problem with that. All right, speed on the dial. That's its lowest setting right there. You can barely see it. Now, I'm gonna crank it up as fast as I can with my finger. I'm not sure how fast that is. Lowest, boom. Now, going down, it does tend to go a little slower. I'm going to come down as quickly as I can. So it does ramp down a little slower. It kind of makes sense, though. It's a little bit tougher to slow down a current than it is to speed up a current. But either way, I mean, to me personally, it may not be for everybody, but to me personally, going up is far more important than going, you know, slowing it, than taking the brightness back down. Either way, it's much faster and more smooth. That was another thing. I'm just going to show you this on the ground. That another concern was that it's very sporadic, or maybe that's not right. The right word. I'm sorry. Excuse me. You only use a certain amount of the wheel. I don't. You might have got a bad one. I really don't know. And I'm going to take mine, I'm going to turn it up very slowly. Now it's very sensitive, it goes up quickly. But I'm going to turn it very slowly, and you watch. As I turn up, you'll see it continually get brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. See that circle getting larger? Actually, I probably need to hold the camera back more so you can see the flood. Let's try that. All right, turn it all the way back down. Get it out there where you can see the flood a little better. Very slowly. That's my fault. It's hard to do slowly, it really is. But if you turn it slowly, you will see it may not be as gradual as, you know, everybody wants it. Light is very deceiving when it gets to its higher ends. Most flashlight enthusiasts know if you look at 1500 lumens versus 2000 lumens, normally your eye won't be able to see a whole lot of difference. I'm gonna try to come down very slowly. I can see these changes gradually. I'm sorry, but I'm not seeing, you know, see, until it finally goes all the way down. I'm just not seeing what you're seeing, man. I mean, if I did, I would address it as best I could. I mean, I would pull the thing apart and start checking everything I could possibly check. I'm sorry, that's working. Speed again, like I said, that's from dead low straight up high. Coming down a little slower. Does take it about half a second. I can live with half a second. Oops, sorry. Back to the shaking thing. It's on. I've been playing with the wheel. There's the light. Not a sound. Waterproof. That was another thing addressed. It's not waterproof. No, it's not waterproof. It's water resistant up to a certain level. Am I going to test that? No. Do I ever? With diving lights, I do, because your life depends on that. My life doesn't depend on whether or not that IP rating is good or not. As long as it will hold up in the rain and a drop in a puddle or the mud from time to time, I'm okay with it. That's me personally. That's not me saying that's an okay thing to say. If it's not true, I don't mean that. I'm just not willing to dunk mine in the water. I don't own a light I've ever dunked in the water. I know people that do. I will ask you this. Did you actually test the water resistancy? I'm not asking that to be, you know, unkind or smart or anything. I'm really curious. Did you dunk it in water? And if you did, what happened? If it still works, then that answers your question. I may actually for the first time do that. I haven't made my mind up. I'm thinking about it because I'm curious. You know, it says it is. I'm curious about it myself, but I really just don't like doing it if I can help it. I hope I've addressed most of what your concerns were. You possibly, I mean, you know, there's bad products. I own tools that cost, some of them thousands of dollars, and people will get a bad one of those too. You get, it just happens in, you know, when you're mass manufacturing things. But I don't have those issues. I really don't. A lot of people might think, oh, well, he's just, you know, doing that for the review. No, I've been doing reviews on products for about 19 years. I will never, have never, and will never misrepresent any product whatsoever. If it can't do it, I'll tell you, no, it can't do it. So far, this thing does everything it says. One last thing is I'm walking back in the house. The charging, I think, yeah, you will get a false positive if you, here's my question. Why would you unscrew either the head or tail cap during charging? Why would you not check to make sure the head or tail cap were fully screwed on and secure before plugging electricity into it? That's all I'm going to say about that. I see no reason to touch it or play with it, unscrew anything in charging mode. Actually, I don't use it anyway. I put my batteries in charger, but that's just personal preference. I hope I've helped. Have a good night, guys.